and put the itty bitty chain up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Pull them both out, double up. Just knowing how close you and Jalen are, working with the same personal development coaches and all that, to see him have the kind of success when he's alongside you guys, veterans that can help him and put him in the position to be successful, how important is that for his growth?
I think it's extremely important. I mean, like, that kid had no clue what he was walking into, right? You know, you're the 20th pick, you're a first-round pick. Everybody from the outside is telling you, you know, like, you're this, you're that, and then you have to come in and, I don't want to say be humbled because he's a humble kid, but realize that, you know, sometimes the NBA is just timing and opportunity, and you have to be patiently relentless, and that's what he's been. And, you know, as a rookie, like, we have older guys on this team, and we torture him constantly. You know, JT is very outspoken, so sometimes, you know, as a young guy, you say something and an older guy will hop on your line and torture you. So he takes it in stride, and I couldn't be more happy for him because you see the amount of work and time that he puts in to his craft and his game, and to ask a young kid, what are we, 42 games into it, to be like, hey, you might get an opportunity in 5 or 6 or 7 out of those 42 games, and to be prepared like he was to go in there and make an impact, to help us win, to make big shots. I mean, you can't just teach that stuff. That's who he is as a person.
I mean, he's a guy that came into the league knowing that he was going to have smaller opportunities, but was going to focus on the defensive end. For him not only to show the energy on the defensive end, but also get rewarded by getting a 3 and getting some more minutes in the later game. Do you think that helps him? Because he's very much of an energy kind of guy.
Yeah, no, I definitely think that is, and I think that's just how life works, right? You know, you're process-based, right? And he hasn't really strayed away from his process of getting in the gym, doing his reps down in the G League, practicing with us, you know, getting in at the end of games. You know, him and Damari Carroll do a great job of, you know, working together, and, you know, you never know when your moment is going to come, but how fitting is it, you know, for when guys are out that not only does he impact us defensively, but he gets rewarded with, you know, making 2 threes, where I've seen him work countless hours running to those spots to get those. So it's there's no instant gratification in your process. So I'm glad that during this journey and in his process, he got to have some gratification that, you know, the stuff that he's doing is paying off.
As a unit, how important was it for you guys to have this type of defensive night against a really good offense?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about some of the best scorers in the world over there in their locker room. So defense is at the forefront of our mind. Obviously, we can score, and we've had a really good success on offenses here, but, you know, kind of corralling them and making them shoot the shot that we wanted them to shoot, and then, you know, forcing them to miss was definitely on the forefront of our mind, because they have guys that have scored a crap ton of points over there. So defense was definitely huge for us.
When we were talking to Kenny, he mentioned how intentional he is with his rotation, even when you guys are on a run. He's still going to make the substitutions and things like that. And, he wants to manage everyone's minutes. Just how helpful has that been for you individually, but also just collectively as a team?
Yeah, I think, you know, I just touched on being process-based. I think a lot of us get that from Kenny, where, you know, high, low, in the middle, you know, we're going to stick to our process, and rotation is part of his process. He's not going to get too high or too low about the team, you know, going on a 5-0 run, and because there's a bigger picture, right? You know, we want to stay healthy going into the playoffs. We want to stay healthy so that we can win as many games as possible, and he's not going to let the emotions sway him in a game to overplay someone to where someone gets hurt, or just see if I can squeeze 5 more minutes out of him. That's not his MO, and I think that's kind of been passed down to all of us. So all of us wake up every day. I mean, we have an amazing record, right? But I don't think any of us think about it. We're like, okay, I got to go to the gym and do X, Y, and Z, because that's kind of the process that's been laid out for me and how I can be successful in my role with Cleveland. So it's no surprise to me that he said something like that, because he's so process-driven, and he never – it's a team will, like, hit a 3 and he has, like, no emotion on the bench. I almost, like, want to go and check his pulse. So that's just who he is.
When Dean was on the bench, you were tasked with guarding KD. Seemed like you guys had a little bit of banter.
Yeah.
But you love competing against those kinds of guys. What was that like for you?
I mean, there's no disrespect or anything like that. I mean, I love to compete. I love to play at a high level, and, you know, I've always been a talker. I probably talk too much. So that's just who I am, and I'm not going to change who I am for anybody unless it's for money. No, I'm just kidding.